Hello, today we're going to talk about family relations, have got, has got, possessive S and whose questions. Well, let's look at our family tree first of all. It's a very nice family, don't you think? Well, Bob and Jill are old. Jade here is quite young. And I think Amy and Sarah are quite pretty. Don't you think Matthew is handsome? I think he is very handsome. Okay, now, how these people are related to each other. Let's talk about family relations. So, Bob, for example, is a husband. He is Jill's husband. He's also a father. Ben and Isabella's father. He is a father-in-law. He is Kim and David's father-in-law. And he's a grandfather. He is Jade, Matthew, Amy, Sarah and Josh's grandfather. Jill is a wife, Bob's wife. Jill is Isabella and Ben's mother, Kim and David's mother-in-law, Jade, Matthew, Amy, Sarah and Josh's grandmother. Ben is a husband, first of all. He is Kim's husband. He is Bob and Jill's son, Jade and Matthew's father, Isabella's brother, David's brother-in-law, and Amy, Sarah and Josh's uncle. Kim is Ben's husband, Jade and Matthew's mother, Bob and Jill's daughter-in-law, Isabella's sister-in-law, and Amy, Sarah and Josh's aunt. Isabella is David's wife, Bob and Jill's daughter, Amy, Sarah and Josh's mother, Kim's sister-in-law, and Jade and Matthew's aunt. Whereas David here is Isabella's husband, Amy, Sarah and Josh's father, Bob and Jill's son-in-law, Kim's brother-in-law, and Jade and Matthew's uncle. Young Jade here is Kim and Ben's daughter, Bob and Jill's granddaughter, Matthew's sister, Isabella's niece, Amy, Sarah and Josh's cousin, and Matthew is Kim and Ben's son, Bob and Jill's grandson, Jade's brother, Isabella's nephew, Amy, Sarah and Josh's cousin. Amy and Sarah are twins. They are Isabella and David's daughters, Bob and Jill's granddaughters, Josh's sister, Ben's nieces, and Jade and Matthew's cousins. And young Josh here is Isabella and David's son, Bob and Jill's grandson, Amy and Sarah's brother, Ben's nephew, and Jade and Matthew's cousin. Big family, hey? Okay, let's look at these sentences and the family tree together. So, Bob and Jill have got 2 children. So, Bob and Jill have got 2 children, Ben and Isabella. Ben has got 1 sister. Ben has got 1 sister, Isabella. Isabella has got one brother, Ben. Isabella has got one brother, Ben. Kim and Ben have got 2 children. Kim and Ben have got 2 children, Jade and Matthew. Isabella and David have got 3 children. Isabella and David have got 3 children, Amy, Sarah and Josh. Bob and Jill have got 5 grandchildren. Bob and Jill have got 5 grandchildren, Jade, Matthew, Amy, Sarah and Josh. Right. We use have got or has got to talk about relationships. So, look at this. Bob and Jill, they have got 2 children. So, for they, I use have got. Ben or he has got 1 sister, and for he, we use has got. Isabella or she has got 1 brother, and for she, we use has got. So for pronouns, I, you, we, they, we use have got. And for pronouns, he, she, it, we use has got. But we can actually contract have or has or make it shorter like this. I have got or I've got. Make it shorter. You have got, you've got. We have got, we've got. They have got, they've got. Or here, he has got, he's got. And she has got, she's got. It has got, it's got. We can make them shorter or contract them like that. Okay. So, now let's practice. Josh, he. What do I need for that? He has got 2 sisters. What about Ben? Ben is a he as well, so I probably need has got. So, Ben has got, sorry, this came too fast. So, we have got a large house. My grandparents, they have got a dog. The dog, it has got a long tail. Jade and Matthew, they have got only 1 aunt. Isabella, she has only 1 nephew. So this is how we use have got and has got for different pronouns. Okay, now let's talk about the negative or the question forms of have got and has got. The negative forms, look at this. Amy and Sarah have not got a dog. Or I can contract this and say Amy and Sarah haven't got a dog. Here is another example. Isabella has not got a sister. Or Isabella hasn't got a sister. Ben has not got a brother. Or Ben hasn't got a brother. Can you see? Pretty easy really. All we're doing here is adding not after have. What about the question forms of have got or has got? Look at this. Have they got a car? Or has he got a house? Has she got a cat? Or has the cat got a mat? Have is at the beginning and got is after the pronoun. At the beginning and got is after the pronoun. Okay, we can actually use have got and has got questions with who as well. So let's look at this. Who's got a bicycle? Or who has got an uncle? Okay, right. Now look at these sentences. Ben is Bob's son. We said earlier, we already know that, don't we? Kim is Isabella's sister-in-law. The twins' uncle is Ben. And the children's grandmother is Jill. Yep, okay. Now, same sentences again, and this time I want you to notice the possessive S. We use possessive S to show how people are related to each other. Okay, so for example, Ben is Bob's son. Bob is one person, a singular person, so we use apostrophe S. Kim is Isabella's sister-in-law. Again, Isabella is a singular noun, one person, so we use apostrophe S. Matthew's aunt is Isabella. Matthew is one person, singular noun, so we used apostrophe S. And the same thing here again, Isabella is Matthew's aunt. And Matthew is a singular noun, one person, and we've used apostrophe S. What about here though? Look at this. The twins' uncle is Ben. The twins is a regular plural noun. It has an S at the end of it already. Can you see? So I only use the apostrophe without the S. Whereas here, the children's grandmother is Jill. Children is an irregular plural noun, so it doesn't take an S at the end of it. So we use apostrophe S after it. A bit complicated, is it? Well, let's look at this. After names, we use apostrophe S. After singular nouns, we use apostrophe S. After plural irregular nouns like these, we use apostrophe S. But for plural regular nouns, when they have the S at the end of them already, we only use the apostrophe. Okay? So, let's practice now. The cat, singular noun. So what do I need? Apostrophe S. So the cat's food is on the floor. This is my grandparents' house. Grandparents. It's a regular plural noun. Can you see the S there already? So all I need is the apostrophe. That's all. Look at this one. Sam is one person, singular noun. So after names, we use apostrophe S. And my sisters, plural regular noun. There's an S there already. So do I need just an apostrophe or apostrophe S? Well, let's see. Just the apostrophe because the S is already there. Now, what about here? My sister. Teacher is Mrs. Brown. My sister is a singular noun. It's not the plural form, so I need the apostrophe S. Here, these are the children toys. Children is an irregular plural noun. No S at the end of it, so I need to use apostrophe S. Is this better? I hope it's getting easier. Now, we can also use the possessive S to show that something belongs to somebody. For example, look at the dog and Bob. So this dog belongs to Bob. And I can say it is Bob's dog. Can you see? So this car belongs to Kim, and I can say it is Kim's car. The cat and the children. So the cat belongs to Amy, Sarah and Josh. So it is the children's cat. The house belongs to Bob and Jill, and it is Ben and Isabella's parents' house. Here again, I want you to notice that after singular nouns, names, we use apostrophe S. After irregular plural nouns, we use apostrophe S. But after regular plural nouns, when there is an S, we do not use apostrophe S. We only use the apostrophe. Okay. So, whose questions now? We use whose questions to ask about family relationships. So, for example, I can say, whose wife is Isabella? Whose wife is Isabella? Well, Isabella is, where is Isabella? There she is. So, Isabella is David's wife. Okay, whose husband is Bob? Bob is Jill's husband. Whose sisters are Amy and Sarah? Amy and Sarah are Josh's sisters. Whose sister-in-law is Kim? Well, Kim is Isabella's sister-in-law. And whose mother is Jill? Jill is Ben and Isabella's mother. Okay, now can we make some whose questions ourselves? Well, let's look at the example first of all. I'm going to give you two people like this, Kim and Ben, and I want you to look at their relationship and build a whose question, like this. So, Kim and Ben, Kim and Ben. So, I can say, whose wife is Kim? Or I can say, whose husband is Ben? All right? Okay, now Isabella and Jill. So, Isabella and Jill, mother and daughter. So, my whose question, whose daughter is Isabella? Okay, next one, David and Josh. David and Josh, father, son. So, my first question is, whose father is David? And my whose question about Josh, whose son is Josh? Okay, now the last one, Ben and Josh. Ben and Josh, uncle, nephew. So, whose nephew is Josh? Can you see? Well, Josh is Ben's nephew. Okay? Right. Now, we can also use whose questions to ask about who something belongs to. For example, I can ask, whose coat is this or that? Or, whose is that coat? Do you notice where the noun is? Whose coat is this? Or, whose is that coat? Now look at this one. Whose jeep is that? Or, whose is this jeep? Whose rucksack is that? And whose is that rucksack? Both questions mean exactly the same thing, but we can ask whose questions in two different ways when we're talking about what or who something belongs to. Look at this one. Whose ball is this or that? Or, whose is this ball? Okay, right, now let's practice. So, key. The first way of making or structuring whose question is this. Whose key is this? Or whose is this key? Okay? Let's practice one more, and I want you to do this one yourselves. Pipe. So, whose pipe is this? And whose is this pipe? Right, what do I need? I need whose, then what? The noun, tent, is that? And the other way of doing it? Whose is that tent? Okay, pretty easy really. Okay, so today we've talked about family relations, have got, has got, possessive S, and whose questions. I hope you've enjoyed the lesson. Good luck.